Mic check, 2 1 2. Mic check. Can you hear me? Mic check, 2 1 2. Are we good on the mic before I begin? Okay, I can hear myself. Okay. Alright. So if you are new here, welcome. I must appreciate you being here. And if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification button when I go live. I have interesting topics when I go live. A little bit about myself. I am 29 years old. I was born on May 9th, 1995. If you want to know, I'm a Taurus, Scorpio descendant, Virgo Leo, Moon and Sun rising. So, yeah. I welcome anybody on this channel. Those who are watching, to come on in, vibe on in. If you're watching back, feel free to watch back. And feel free to support what resonates with you. And if you know somebody who's going through a spiritual warfare, this is the right channel for them. There are many other channels, but this specific channel, just might be what they're looking for. It might be exactly what you are looking for. So welcome on in, Neos. Welcome on in. I'm glad y'all here. And even if I'm just talking to myself, I'm still fulfilling a purpose of getting the message out. It's somewhere in the future, there's millions of other people already viewing this before it even happened, before I even collectively had a consciousness awareness that I was going to create something like this. So it took a lot of consciousness to get me up here. It took gravity, it took force, it took penetration, and it took pain, and it took knowledge with wisdom. It took knowledge to apply with wisdom to even be up here, because it took the power of my mind to even visualize myself up here. Not only am doing it, so are you subconsciously and on a conscious level. You're looking for something to fulfill that emptiness, that void, something that is missing within you internally. So I'm the same way. I'm looking for what I lost, but really I didn't lose it. I gain it by accessing it, by reopening and awakening a part of a consciousness that I simply stored away on my own. And I can't blame that to nobody but myself. I can blame how I reacted, but then again, I can't blame the reaction. It's all about the life, like, it's all about the journey, exploring what you are capable of and what you are not capable of. But let's not limit ourselves when we are in the category of not being capable. We we are absolutely capable of doing the impossible, making it possible. Some of y'all might feel like this been like mission impossible to you, where you're like John Wick or something, and you're trying to solve a riddle so everybody can be at peace. You're trying to be everybody's Neo. Welcome on in. Make sure you get that like. You are the Neo to you. You save you first by bringing that consciousness back to life. How do we bring those consciousness back to life? Welcome on in. If you're just now joining, you're not late. We're just getting started. Feel free to vibe on in. Comment what you like. If it resonates, it resonates. Welcome on in. I do much appreciate all the support you give me and all. I appreciate it. So I appreciate love you for you being here. So yeah, it's gonna be some interesting topics today. Very interesting topics of what happens after death and what happens before death. What are we truly experiencing within the mind when we are in the midst of rebirth? How do you get through that fog, through the rebirth, so you can come into the new you now? Well, it's a simple answer. I can put it this way. You can simply just by accepting that everything is you. How do you do that? Well, you created this acorn. You created this light, this candle, so that you could become this light and candle in its 3D world and in your 3D world. You have a third dimensional and 2D dimensional perspective of how you see light. So you're trying to create light so you can imitate it by being light. How do you imitate light? It's not really that simple. It's simple to me, and it's only simple to most who have gone through that awakening already of understanding that they are light. But they don't know why they're being called to the light, or why they even know that they exist as light just yet. So you have to go through the rebirth to understand how light was created. The universe of you. You are just another part of a universal consciousness. You are down here and also up there. You're everywhere. You are your cell phone. You are the technology you created. You are this feather. You are this acorn. You are everything that you are projecting outside of your mind that you created so you can have in a 3D type of realm or type of consciousness. As now you're wondering, how did it all format? Did this happen before your death or after your death? You're realizing that you are underneath some type of contract, a soul purpose contract, a mission, but you don't know what that mission is. You can't even comprehend that you are on a mission of being just aware. But what are you being aware of? You're being aware of your creation. You're being aware of you. How you created you. How did you create you through you? Through the objects and places and people around you. It's not identifying you, but it's what you created out of you. It's your projection of your vision, how you created. You just don't know how it took for this object to be 2D or one-dimensional or three-dimensional coming into your own three-dimensional matrix. If we can let go of the government thinking, of the government matrix, we begin to understand our matrix. We begin to understand our consciousness, our thoughts, not by through the government, what they think our thoughts and consciousness are. They have no idea how we operate. So they're trying to figure out how some of us are staying high vibrational in a low situation that's supposed to bring us low. No, it brings us consciousness. It brings us a new identity. It brings us hope. When you are listening to Spirit, you understand where Spirit is coming with these messages. It's not just about you. It's about multiple consciousness of you. You're just trying to connect with those consciousness again. By visualizing yourself in these objects, by visualizing what your light looks like. Your light is not made of these flesh and bones that we carry. It's gas and matter and light. Separated from the human mind consciousness. It is always above us. And it's also below us. We can pull any consciousness from any direction if we choose to focus our energy on a particular point where we need to be or what we need to see to get to where we're going. It is the direction of you. How can you direct yourself? By pointing the arrow simply in that direction. By visualizing that arrow be subconsciously connected or magnetic. I can't say the word. Never mind. Being subconsciously connected to source by knowing that you are source. By enjoying that you are the creator, by accepting it. It's through love. When we understand the rebirth of oneself. People want to scare you into rebirth because they want to control your mind. They don't want you to understand yourself without them having approval of if you understand yourself. But when you really understand yourself, you don't let nothing or anything to identify or to take away from you. You're able to flip that switch on, that light bulb. All you gotta do is think of a light, think of the switch it on. If you have trouble turning on the lights when you wake up, or when you, if you have trouble turning off the lights, you are subconsciously telling yourself you're afraid to turn on the light and simply create and be the consciousness that you are desiring to be. You're trying to be like everybody else when you can just simply be you. You don't have to be like nobody else to understand you. You need little guidance to help you understand you. But how you program your subconscious is how you're going to see yourself every day. If you're in a miserable relationship and you don't know how to get out, ask your spirit this. Do I see this going somewhere 20 years from now, 10 years from now? If one door is opening to a possibility that there's something wrong with this future, it is showing you that this is how it's always going to be if you don't consciously do something about it or trying to get yourself out of a particular situation by putting something in action when you need to and not putting something into action or reaction when it doesn't need to be reacted. Okay. So, like, most of us don't know that we are born or created from source because we're trying to go back or go to something that is better than a reality. Reality is what you make, not what somebody else make it. Because if you are making life for somebody else, odds are you're not living in your purpose. You're not fulfilling in your soul contract mission. You simply gave up your right to be a slave to that matrix till that person has all the energy that you wish to have, all that knowledge that you wish to have, by not stepping one foot ahead up to your future, by simply asking spirit or asking your ancestors, what do I do? What do we do? I've never been in this situation before, have you? Your ancestors want to tell you yes. Not all ancestors are going to give you to the blueprint of how to get out a certain situation. So what you do, you're looking for a rebirth. You're looking for a newer consciousness that can teach you how to get you out of any situation by creating a big, gigantic blueprint just for you and the ones to come before. The rebirth is a necessary process for you to come to realize you have consciousness. We all had consciousness before we was consciously aware of our consciousness. Consciousness was aware of us before we was aware of it. And that's just facts. But we had so many distractions, so many MK altars done on us, so many spell work to block us from consciousness, from blocking us to ascend from our higher mind. All because of controlling the vision. But whose vision are they controlling? Each one of us have a piece of the vision to fulfill within the mission, and we all see it. So of course you're gonna try to lose ego so you can see it with your spirit eyes, but tell ego to see it with its own spirit eyes, because ego also have a spirit within itself, separated from the conscious spirit. It all can be separated and it all can be put back together like Trinity. Once you realize you're a Neo and a Smith, and you have multiple Smiths attracting you, and you have multiple Neos attracting you, if you're trying to just sit back and let it all fall and just show up for the vision, not letting it fall because your enemies say so, let it fall because you see success, you see growth, you see challenges. Well, that's a good thing. That's good for you and your ancestors. It's good for you to learn new skills when these challenges come up. Learn to operate when you are a multiple dimensional being. Learn to unlock your AI version of you. How do you unlock the AI version of you? By simply visualizing yourself as a computer, as a matrix, as something you can generate to create. Put your consciousness inside of a room and build something inside of that room and outside of it. But don't never limit that consciousness once it starts to generate all that it is that it bids you. You become in the, what you call it, the Garden of Eden by then. But then once you're in the Garden of Eden, you start to experience what the souls that was there before that created the Garden of Eden. And then you start to break down how it was created. It was created through the mind, so use that wisely. Everything was created through the minds. It only became real until we acknowledged it. And then once we acknowledged it in creating movies and writing books about it, it started to play out as a projection in real life and real time. But then now that subconscious version of us that experienced the Garden of Eden, we're stuck there. We don't know how to go past beyond the gates of heaven or hell. We only know those two realms. But most of us know all realms because we choose to let go of our limit of knowledge. Hello? Do you believe in reincarnation? If so, do you believe we can pass? Yes, I do believe in reincarnation. It's about just when you experience reincarnation, you experience it during the moment of rebirth and a little bit before. Like the universe was always subconsciously talking to you about your past life. It was just up to your spirit trying to accept it. You don't have to. You really don't have to. It's your choice. Now that you're aware that you've been here before, now you have the decision to say, do I want to come back here or not? Just not go into the light. But just know, just grab everything you learn from here because you might not know what the next realm is for you because you really got to protect yourself in all forms, in any form. Because what if in the next reincarnation you're a bug or something like that? You gotta live a buggy world life if you get my drift. If you're a bug, then you can easily tap into a higher consciousness than we can. They say we have to create our heaven, take control. Yes, by putting what's good within the spirit for you, or putting something within the mind. Like, some of us, when we are in this spiritual warfare, is really to put us in a headlock of what's to come in the afterlife. Like, imagine if this is painful, what you're experiencing. Imagine what you are going to experience when you're gone. So you have to put your mind in a state of ease, in a state of consciousness that is your world that you created. A lot of movies, Hollywood talks about this all the time. They put it into our faces all the time for a reason. They're telling us we are limiting our consciousness beliefs. Perfectly. Yes. Feel free to always add something that you believe in, something that you are seeing, because I might not see what you see, but it's good to know that it's part of something that everybody is going to see eventually. So it's going to take time for others to download that vision or to get that information. It's about shutting off that program that stop you from receiving these information. You gotta open up the mind and allow your imagination to explore and just be you. Be the authentic. Ugh, what is wrong with me with these words today? Be the authentic version of you that you wish that you would have saw in the beginning. Yes, you can meditate anyhow. Just if you want to meditate with music, you can. You can meditate with nature. My best is nature. Like I'll meditate to water sounds, bird chirping. I can, for some reason I'm like, for some reason I can hear animal thoughts more than I can hear human thoughts. I don't know why it is that way when I do meditate, because like it's weird. I might talk about that on the next live, my telepathic stuff. I do, I am telepathic. I do hear a lot of things. That's why I have headphones in sometimes. And the frequency can get too much. Yes, we are Earth. We are a reflection of Earth. We created it somehow, subconsciously. And we also created ourselves just to experience what we created. It's a beautiful thing to realize we created this, not just saying it was just one person. It was a group of collection, like group of collective consciousness that created this. And you have to realize that when you are awakened, it's a beautiful thing to experience, to know that you are unconditional love, that you are created. But when you're going through these dark battles, during these hard times of your creation, just know that they are simulations of things that you think you can handle within the ether or within it, just in the mind. If you can't overcome certain things in the mind, odds are you're not going to overcome things up there or wherever you think you are going. It's all about how you program your mind. I had a hard time controlling my reaction. We all do this. We're spirits having a human experience. We were something bigger before we got here. So we're wondering why we're so small now. But really, our spirit is bigger than our body, than our avatar now. So we are able to take the mind and put ourselves in different types of animate objects. But they don't have consciousness until we give them the spark, until we give it consciousness or motion even. You should check out the movie Knowing. It puts a lot of the pieces together this far. I will. I will check that out. I like movies because movie helps me break down what's going on within the subconscious mind and also in reality. Like it makes very sense of why we go through the things that we go through. And it's weird. It's because like we subconsciously created it. We subconsciously created our rebirth because we wanted to have a bigger awakening, a bigger understanding what's more to us than us, what's more to spirit than spirit. If you're already ascended and you're wondering what's after being ascended, what is to create, what's after create, you just keep going. Keep going to the end of time. Your time is your time. What it's not the algorithm type of time. It's not the universal algorithm time. It's when soul really has the fulfillment and it feels fulfilled, then yeah. But then soul does never die. Soul always expand. The mind always expand. The consciousness always expand. Just think of it as being a dream within a dream, but dreams do have consequences. Reality really does have consequences. It's just the reality law is telling you the universal law subconsciously and consciously. Just program your mind the way you need to. Time is an illusion, just like everything else. I believe that 3D is an illusion. It is. It's a computer diagram or a holographic world of all worlds together that we visit within our minds, trying to make sense of what we visit, or I don't fucking know, but like something like that. But it's it's weird how the mind works. I'm still like that's my best subject is understanding the mind because I go within the mind and I go within spirit and I just like to explore like the impossible. I think of 10 things to do within my mind that are impossible before breakfast and I make them happen or I try to. Sometimes I can't control this 3D algorithm because it has its own consciousness and I gotta try to put my consciousness with it. Even in even in the technology, it's hard to visualize because it's two different DNA. We're from two different types of dimension. We're not from this dimension. Some of us, you gotta do a lot of research to know what type of dimension you are. Hi, welcome on in. Yes, I'm trying. I'm trying to tell myself not to click. I'm like, don't click. See the outcome. You never know what it's gonna be like for you. So yeah, I think about something, then it appears on Facebook. It's crazy. Yeah, that's the subconscious algorithm. You creating your own algorithm through you. Like there's like today was the most biggest sign I ever had was through AI algorithm, like the ad, and I kept seeing. I don't know. This message was really supposed to be just for me, but I'm not supposed. Okay, I'll just sugarcoat it because it deals with like a war that's going outside of this ether, but I can't really bring back knowledge of what's going on out there because then I'm gonna end up like screwing with some people's heads who don't even need to really have this knowledge. But like I kept seeing like horses in my ad, and then if I say horses, then you kind of already have an idea what this word is about. And then I was hearing things through my music that I was listening to about it. And it's really just energy law of attraction. You're just attracting what it is that you are subconsciously feeling on the inside, I guess. I don't know. But take what resonates or program it how you want to program. Much appreciated for the love. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you're new. But yeah, I'm trying to come up here every day if possible. Depends on this subconscious or this consciousness really. I'm working on it. Shit, the 3 white horses. I was just watching something about that. God damn it, you know about the war. Yeah, I don't know why I'm. I knew I should have said something else, but like shit. But yeah, I I don't know why I'm involved with this war, but I'm able to see it. I guess I don't know if I'm involved, but I'm seeing what's happening. It's it's weird, but yeah, I'm not giving out too much information on that. Nope, none. Mm-mm. Because it's too much. It's not a lot of people are gonna handle that information if I do, because then it involves other deities and entities. And then I'm gonna be like, how am I supposed to put this as a story? They want me to say it as a story, how I did with Adam and the goddess and my other lives. But I'm like, and then they want me to put some other stuff mixed with it. But they want me to put mythology and stuff in it. And I'm like, what? Like, it's too much information. It's too much to grasp. Not a lot of us can handle the war that's going outside of us. It's still continuing. Because even I don't understand why I'm seeing it. I'm like, what? Every time I look at it, I'm like, why am I here? And I'm like, can I go somewhere else? And then I'd be like, just imagine me in the ether. Like, I'm like Wizard of Waverly Place. I'm like Selena Gomez. Okay, I'm like Alex Russo in the Astro World. So every time I pop up into these type of vision, I'll look around and then I'll ask, who, like, what spirit brought me here, and I'm like, if it's not important, I'll like teleport myself on a train. I'll be like, alright, I'm on a train, I'm gone, and then that's how my vision work. My vision work very. It's weird. It's my gift. Only I can understand it. Not a lot of people can understand it. Unless you got the sight to see, unless you open your third eye and have your conscious volume up, and then you can see and hear. But if you don't have your camera on, your third eye on, I don't know how to help you. I really don't. It's best to watch a move when you're high. I don't know. It's best. Cause I be like, it's best. Cause I be doing it sometimes. I be like, yeah. But I don't know. I don't advise to do drugs, but I smoke. But it's just me. It helps me to keep tapped in. Or it helps me to bring confidence. I don't want to be judged, or don't judge. I have to. So I'm struggling and just say the goddamn truth. Like, shit, yeah, we smoke. It's okay. You think our ancestors didn't smoke? Yeah, they did. That's how we got here. Was through the smoke. So it's okay. It's just I can hear my mom in the back of my head be like, "Why you smoking? You just like your dead brothers." I'm like, God. I get in trouble for it all the time. I'm like, for a while I was hiding it, like until I was about 24, 25. I came out with it, and then I was like, bruh, my niece broke the ice and she was 16. I'm like, bruh, you let her smoke, but not me? Okay. So then I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna start smoking around. But then they still judge me for it, and I'm like, damn it. Like, why? When it comes to me, why? Why? But, yeah, my family's a mess. Please, somebody save me. Just save me. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with weed. I feel like weed actually helps you get connected to more with yourself and the vibration around you, because when I smoked that first path and the smoke puff, like, what the fuck, bruh. Okay, when I first smoked, it's like everything becomes lucid. Like the trees starts to have a different wave. Now I started to do that. At first, before my spiritual awakening, it was never like that. I was just always like numb and just down or depressed on it. But now, since I'm in a higher state of consciousness with it, it's like I see exactly how everything is. Like, it's very lucid. It's lucid without having those strong hard drugs that makes you lucid. It gives you just like a simple tap, like a simple knock, and then you're like, ah, now I see clearly. Bro, I want to try DMT. Oh my god. If you have some, one day, I don't know, maybe, possibly, we can manifest it. We can, I don't know, some of us, we can get together, go on a, like, recruit. I can't even say shit. Okay, go out of town or something, go somewhere, and we go do some DMT or some, like, shrooms or something like that. I would not mind doing that. I heard Mike Tyson says when you are high, you're dying. Maybe that's why we feel so connected to the spirit realm. Yes, I believe so. So we're trying to get that feeling again. That's why we keep enjoying it. That's smoke. Like, smoke is a good thing. I feel, cause like that world is more real for me than this 3D world. Like this 3D world is nothing but like bullshit. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I figured you meant his name. Yeah, but yeah, I'm hoping one day we can all. But we gotta really manifest that, like, in order to do that, cause it's gonna take a lot of us. Cause if we really down, I'm down. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna get the funds for it and stuff. I'm I'm looking for a job and stuff, but I'm looking for a temporary job, like a part-time job. Like this round, it sucks. Like it's I don't hate it. It's just like now that you're awake, and then you see half of the people not awake, and you see half of the people are awake. You're like, which you're just waiting for everybody's awakened, and it's gonna be a good time when we all fully ascend and awake. It's just everybody now is going through their rebirth, or they're getting ready to walk into it. It's like newer generation popping up, and they're having like different spiritual, I guess, different spiritual battles than we did because they have a different blueprint for their set of people or set of generation coming in, because we're all from a different type of consciousness. We're all not just from the same consciousness. We're different in different dimensions. So we come from different realms and different places. We might all be in the same vessel or body at the moment, but we're subconsciously not all the same. We don't operate how this matrix operates. We operate different because when we vision everything, we are attracting it differently. That's why we're seeing our subconscious on ads or in Hollywood on TVs and movies. It's really us communicating with us and also what's outside of us and our ancestors. I know my old blueprint has been wiped. No karma, I decide. Yes, you do decide. You decide when it's clear and when you have not cleared it. If you are deciding that it's cleared, that means you have already decided you ascend and you know thyself. You are comfortable with who and what you are, regardless of how people mistreat you, misjudge you, just misuse you. But now that you are at this stage, now you really have to become the God version of you. I wonder what that energy looks like. Like, I seen my godly version of me when I put myself out there on a request, or when my ancestors put me on a request. It's I saw what I was capable of doing. I was able to pull things within my mind, and just by the law of attraction, by setting my vibration to where it needs to attract to what I want and need. But a lot of times when I set it off on autopilot and I was not taking care of it, it would attract a lot of lower vibrational people. So when I was able to focus to scale it and to balance it out, I was able to attract good people, or like the good version of the same people. I just had to wait until they come to their awakening and their understanding. But it's it's hard to kind of figure out what that looks like until it's your time. Other people have different prescriptions or descriptions of it, how it looks like. This is just one of the many versions of what it looks like to me. of how I saw what I can do with my God version of self. And I just gave back to the matrix ever since I learned that. Even if I didn't have nothing, I was willing to sacrifice all that I have so that something else can like gain or access that information or pass down the torch. If that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like it didn't make sense to me. But yeah. Y'all have any questions or any statements? One thing I'm gonna mention is on Fridays I'm gonna do a freestyle. So see, I'm still challenging this goddamn subconscious, but I'm willing to do all that I can to get any type of information out. Be on the lookout for Fridays. I might go on a little later than 2 on Fridays. I don't know. I'm still depicting. Yeah, Fridays are gonna be like a little bit different. So just come on in if you coming on in, and if you've been here every day for the past couple of days of me coming up live, I much appreciate it. And yeah, I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm sorry in advance, but then I'm not gonna be apologizing for who and what I am. But I do apologize for the energy sometimes. It's not about you sometimes. When I give you those energy, it's just like sometimes I'll be frustrated. So, yeah. Yeah, welcome to the Phoenix Lodge. Uh, this this is gonna be a new thing every day. Something I'm looking forward to. Something I'm looking very forward to. I don't know what to do now. I'm like, am I gonna leave? Or am I gonna stay here? I'm like, it's totally up to them. But I much appreciate love everything you done and the support. And I'll possibly catch y'all on the next live though. Your channel is growing, so whenever you're doing, it's working. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how I'm doing it. I don't know how. I'm trying to figure out how. And I'm like, Spirit don't want me to know. Spirit just don't want me to know. But I appreciate it. Appreciate love it. God, if we don't start saying appreciate love, it's appreciate love. Appreciate love. Alright, I'm gone. Bye. Love and light.